losing some weight and gaining some weight and losing some weight and gaining some weight. I cannot control myself apparently. It's just been so discouraging. I'm finally getting the thrill of working out again. The more weight you lose, the more active you become. It's this mental state that you have to go through before things get better. I just keep learning one very stupid lesson. It's almost like because the sun went down, you're not supposed to be like, ooh, gym, lifting, squats. Like, you're not supposed to do this. The only right time is when you decide, okay, I'm done with it. This is what seasonal depression does to you. Like, I just can't function without sunlight. And those are excuses. It's nothing else but excuses. I have started my weight loss journey in July of 2022, and I have made a few videos documenting the beginning of the journey, the breaking point, the process, and the initial struggle. But then I went silent on my channel for about a year. There was a lot of emotional turmoil and some life-changing events that happened during that year that created the roadblocks for me to be able to lose the weight. Today, I am restarting the series as a completely different person. So this is how things went down. Today is September 22nd. I wanted to make a recording because I feel like I've broken the spell, the curse of my plateau in terms of weight loss. The last 7 months I've been in this loop of losing some weight and gaining some weight and losing some weight and gaining some weight, where my weight would stay about the same between 245 pounds and 241 pounds. And that like you would have like 243, 241, 242, 243, 245, blah, 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 blah. Like, it drove me insane. I just feel like there is no more fire under my ass to lose more weight, although I absolutely do know with my mind that I have to lose that weight, but there's just because there is no ideal atmosphere for me to do it, I tend to not do it at all. And I thought I was doing everything right because I was on a low carb, I was mostly eating the things that my nutritionist told me to eat. Spoiler alert, everything that I was doing was wrong. It's just been so discouraging to not have the mental capacity nor have any will or desire to work out, go to the gym, any of that. And only yesterday I stood on a scale, it was like 239. I was like, oh, interesting. And then I stood on the scale this morning and it's like 238. I was like, okay, okay, what? It's only 2 days that I don't go to the gym. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I'm at the bar bartending, which is also good for my wallet and for my steps because every bartending shift now, especially that it picked up, it's like 7,000 to 9,000 steps, almost 10,000 steps every shift, which is great, fantastic. I sweat on those shifts, that's great. As I am nearly done paying off my debt, I realized that my will for working out and getting myself better has awakened. It's like things started to click, 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 for me to basically be in this mindset of like, okay, you know what, we need to get this done. Things start to just fall into place somehow, and I like it because it's about damn time. And then my parents' friends are telling me that I lost a bit of weight in my face and stuff like that, so I feel like I'm getting better at this. Like, what I'm trying to say is that I'm finally getting the thrill of working out again, because I used to have that thrill of like, okay, I will be in the gym 6 times a week and I'm gonna do this, this and that, and for the last 3 years it's been like very non-existent, and now I'm back at it. I can work out 5 times a week. That's a big change, really. Just to stress, before I was a complete like potato sack on the couch. I wasn't doing much. I wasn't really like living, I was just surviving because things have been happening. Like last year when I got diagnosed, I started walking. I was like, okay, you know what, I got this. I'm gonna do it. I lost a bit of weight, then I had to break up with my fiance at the time, and that threw me for a loop. Then I had to move, that also threw me for a loop. Then when I moved, all the things started to happen. You're living with the family, things are going on. It's insanity. It's insanity. And so here I am 7 months later, hoping to see some sort of balance in all of this mess. Beforehand, my nutritionist about a year ago, she told me like, you gotta be walking. Walking is the best thing to lose weight. I agree with that. I lost my first 10 pounds walking because I wasn't doing anything else, because my life was literally like, I would just be sitting on the couch the entire time. Even like a mile hike would be a problem for me. I would be like having heavy breathing and like not knowing what to do, especially if you're going up the hill. Now it's a lot easier. I feel lighter, obviously. Maybe it's like emotional as well. It's probably emotional as well. But I feel lighter and I feel like I'm doing more. And the lighter you feel, the more you're doing. So the more weight you lose, the more active you become. It's kind of this loop that you have to put yourself into. That's what I'm understanding out of this. Hopefully this continues the same way. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's been a very slow day at the bar, so I'm just sitting here like thinking thoughts. It's been over a year, like like I'd say like 13 months ever since they break up, and I feel like I'm finally getting out of my funk, you know. It's this kind of like mental, how do I say this? It's this mental state that you have to go through before things get better. And although I am living with my family and things are always happening, I'm never alone, I'm never really like, they would not let you get depressed, you know, like things are happening all the time and it's fun. But on your own, you have to come to some kind of equilibrium where you're like, okay, I'm ready to move on, I'm ready to get to work and do whatever I need next. For the first 7 months, I've been very like judgmental of myself, like, well, why aren't you going to the gym? Why aren't you eating right? Why aren't you doing all these things? And I'm starting to realize now that I literally physically could not do better because I was healing. I was emotionally healing. There is something that needed to come to full completion in order for me to be able to move forward, especially with my body. Like, you would think it's hard to get out of debt and start saving money and be diligent with your finances. It's nearly not as hard as starting to eat right and going to the gym consistently and doing things consistently. I'm still struggling with that because when you live with people, and even when you don't live with people, like I sometimes just go and I crave Starbucks. It's just something that mentally sometimes helps. Like, I don't binge, but when I am nervous, I would like to have a sugary drink. It's just what it is. It's not perfect. And especially when you live with other people, my sister would bring a cake, my mom would cook something for my brother. Like, you don't follow the diet fully, at least. At this point, it's the end of September. I'm kind of feeling ready to finally get the diet under control, and it's been months and months and months in progress, and there's been something stopping me, preventing me from getting better, because that's the most important right now. Because without that, I can't really function further. Like, it's gonna just continue to drag down in my life. I'm gonna be older, I'm gonna be less metabolically efficient, things are gonna be changing, and the sooner I can get my body under control, the better. And it's only gonna, like, it's really, in reality, if I was to give it all, it should take about 6 months for me to be in proper shape again. I can feel my body changing, I can feel my body getting stronger. The weight is not quite going away yet. I just started my bar shift, so it's quite slow. I wanted to have an update in terms of my weight loss because it is November 8th, 2023, and it's disaster. Okay, it's nothing is happening, and I feel like I just keep learning one very stupid lesson that I should have learned before, because it seems like in my life every month something happens. 1 month my brother came in, so my mom cooked a lot of good food. The next month my parents were doing their driveway, so everything was a chaos, like chaotic energy in the house. Another month my sister was getting married like 2 weeks ago, and of course I was the photographer in that scenario, so my entire energy went into making sure that she has a good wedding in terms of being a photographer. This week I have been ripping my hair out trying to edit all of these photos. When I tell you that things do not slow down, I do not joke about it. It's really bad. Interrogation lighting. Or for example, this afternoon that I finished my sister's edits, I was so stressed out and I was like, I need to reward myself. So yesterday, because I was done with half of her edits, I got some boba tea, sugar, and then today, because I was fully done with her edits and I was giving her those edits, I got Starbucks. And I feel like a pig, okay? I feel like I'm eating all the freaking time. I get to the bar, and guess what? One of our cooks, she is from Uzbekistan, and she's cooking some of the meals that she's cooking for, like basically like cuisine. So freaking good. I cannot bypass it. Like, I cannot just say no to that. So this is the problem. I keep rewarding myself with food, and two, I cannot resist when somebody else is cooking, especially if it's cultural, like my mom is cooking some Russian food or somebody at work cooks. And in general, just working at the bar, you are always around food. Smells fantastic, you want to order something, it just never freaking ends, okay? And so needless to say, I'm exhausted. I haven't been in the gym in like 3 weeks or so, and when I did go to the gym that one time, I completely I did nothing. I just showed up, warmed up, got up and left because I did not have any energy to do this. And I think that is happening because the sun goes down at like 3 p.m. here. I would literally go to the gym religiously every single day, and it would be like a 20-minute workout, a 30-minute workout maybe. I maybe get my heart rate up once, and then I get dizzy, and then I'm just lacking energy so drastically. I'm just like drained. It's almost like because the sun went down, you're also supposed to wind down. You're not supposed to be like, ooh, gym, lifting, squats. Like, you're not supposed to do this, I feel like. So whenever sun goes down, I'm also kind of like chilling. I cannot physically force myself to do this. I've tried for like 4 days in a row. This is what seasonal depression does to you. Like, I just can't function without sunlight. And it's problematic because my goal is to get to my first goal weight by March, maybe April. So that's discouraging because I got, right now it's the end of November, so December, January, February, March, April, 5 months to lose 38 pounds. Problematic. Knowing the previous story of me trying to lose weight, I'm very worried that I'm not gonna get there. It just seems like the universe is trying to teach me a lesson, is that there is never going to be the right time to do it. You have to draw the line and do it now, because guess what? It's the middle of November. In a couple of weeks we have what? Thanksgiving. In another month we have what? Christmas. And then in another couple of weeks we have what? New Year's. And all of these times it's a feast. And it's a feast to the point where, I don't know about your family, but when we cook and it's for Christmas, Thanksgiving, anything, like especially New Year's, you will be left with so much food, half a month just wiped out of your diet. All I'm trying to say, there is no right time for it. Like, there is no, like, the only right time is when you decide, okay, I'm done with it. Just now, when my coworker was cooking all that wonderful cuisine, she was asking me to taste the food, like for salt and like for readiness and stuff like that, because she's like, I don't eat it myself, but I want to know like if it's good. I was like, why don't you eat it? She's like, because I'm on a diet, I'm taking it seriously. I was like, good for you, because I can't refuse your food. There were people at my sister's wedding also who refused the sweets. I didn't, because it was my sister's wedding and I was like, oh, it's a wedding cake, of course I'm gonna eat it. But there are some people that wouldn't, and I applaud that, because I cannot control myself, apparently. It's not even that I can't control myself, it's more like I feel like it's a wasted opportunity. Like, I can say no to a cheesecake, I can say no to fries, I can say no to Starbucks, because it's always there. I always will be able to buy it, to have it. And technically my mom is also always cooking, but at the same time, it's like, it's a sin. If you're an immigrant kid, you know it's a sin to not eat your mom's food, especially when you're an adult and you have been out of the house for a while, and then you come back and mom cooks. Like, it's, you must, you must eat it. It looks like you have to just, regardless of the event, regardless of the situation, you have to say like, I'm not gonna have this, I'm not gonna have this, I'm not gonna have that. So I'm really annoyed at myself that I keep giving in to those excuses, and those are excuses, that it's nothing else but excuses, because I feel like I'm wasting or I'm missing out on life if I don't have certain like food experiences, because food is very social, like you can't deny that. But at the same time, I'm constantly living in a state of guilt because I eat it because, oh, my mom cooked it. But then at the same time, oh, I shouldn't have had it. Right now, I am at around 237 pounds, 238, let's round it up. And for me to lose 40 pounds, 50 pounds, it's about 6 months, 6-7 months tops. So that takes us to like what, April? December, January, February, March, April, May. Okay, May, fine. It's really not that long, as long as I don't fall into this social food culture. So yeah, that's the update. Very frustrating, very confusing. Am I ever gonna lose weight? Because it feels like I'm in this limbo. And I've been in this limbo for like, honestly, since February. So that would make it like 8 months. That is a very long time to have like self-deprecating thoughts and hate yourself for not following through with what you yourself have set up for yourself in terms of goals. Because I can't even rely on myself. Hopefully things change. But at this point, I'm just like, whatever.